Hi, my name is Nicola Roos, and I'm responsible for these 3 life-size figurative sculptures made out of recycled inner tire tubes that are on display here today. I'd like to tell you guys a little bit more about the history and the narrative behind these 3 works that originate from 2 separate bodies of work. On the one hand, we have the African warrior, and on the other hand, we have the mother and the child. I'd like to start by telling you about the African samurai, because I feel like this was the subject matter that first encouraged me to start exploring life-size figurative work. My figurative work is generally based on figures from the historical record that have sort of faded out of the realm of official history. And figures that, if you look at them closely, you begin to discover the incredible impact that they had on the way in which our own perspectives about ourselves, our ancestry, our social political history, our cultural sense of cultural belonging, how all of that has changed over the last 500 years because of the incredible lives that these people led 500 years ago. The African samurai figure was an attempt for me to articulate our sense of rootlessness and our confusion about our ethnographical and cultural belonging in the post-colonial world. The point of reference for this particular sculpture is a man by the name of Yasuke, a 6-foot-tall man of African descent who came to be the only black samurai ever written into recorded history. Yasuke came into the company of a group of Jesuit missionaries in around 1579 who took him with them on a mission to Japan. Because he was an incredibly tall, largely built, dark-skinned individual in feudal Japan, he immediately drew the attention of a local warlord by the name of Oda Nobunaga, who took him under his wing, and within 2 short years, Yasuke became Oda's personal sword bearer, which was an unheard of honor for a foreigner at the beginning of colonial expansion. Through paying homage to Yasuke, I wanted to highlight his incredible legacy of cross-cultural exchange. I wanted to draw the attention to the fact that when 2 cultures collide, the flecks that are given off are not necessarily something dead or rotten that should be discarded, but rather indicative of an often violent process of change that has shaped us into what we are today. The figure of the woman in colonial clothing is loosely based around the mythos of La Malinche. The title, La Chiñara, refers to a coin term by Mexican essayist Octavio Paz in his 1950 collection of essays entitled A Labyrinth of Solitude. In this writing, he posits La Malinche as the scapegoat, the reason for the debilitating chauvinism and misogynism that undermines the post-colonial Mexican consciousness. Paz sees La Malinche as an icon of pure receptivity, a woman who, because of her gender, is inherently unable to defend herself or her people against foreign influences. La Malinche is said to have provided Cortés with the information that was necessary for the Spanish to secure their victory over the Aztecs in Tenochtitlan. Soon after, Malinche also bore Cortés an illegitimate son by the name of Martin. As a child born to such 2 incredibly influential parents, at a time when one empire was destroyed and another was violently birthed, Martin was condemned to be a liminal figure living on the fringes of history, as well as El Mestizo, the first mestizo, the ancestor of the modern Mexican nation and the forefather of the cosmic race. These 3 characters, Yasuke, La Chiñara, and El Mestizo, are not bound together through conflict. They refute categorization, seating themselves in the fundamentally liminal space that offers viewer and subject alike an escape from the ever-present politics of divergence, as well as an opportunity to ultimately arise as alternate versions of ourselves.